What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are at Sioux Falls Regional Airport for the 39th airport update for the month of May 2023. Got a lot of exciting news to talk about in this airport update. I know I kind of sound like a broken record when I've been saying that the last few months in these Sioux Falls Regional Airport updates, but what else can I say when we have a lot of exciting developments going on? Start off with a bang here at Gate 1 with this Frontier Airbus A321. So it seems like that these A321s are going to start coming regularly to Sioux Falls once weekly on Thursdays from Denver, which is going to be really cool to see. So there must be a lot of demand specifically on the Frontier service for them to upgrade the flight from an A320 to an A321. They're still going to send the A320 and A320neo on their other Denver services, but for the Thursday service specifically, it looks like the A321 will become a more regular mainstay, so that'll be pretty cool to see. This flight was not from Thursday, May 4th, which is what I have all but another pair of flights in this update, because there's some interesting stuff that I could not pass up the opportunity to feature in this update. But this was back in sometime late April. I don't remember the exact date because I didn't write this down. But this was back in April when I first noticed this. But I figured I could not pass up the opportunity to have this in the airport update as well. So this aircraft arrived in at 11:45 a.m. or about 11:44 a.m. scheduled arrival time, so just behind by a full minute. We have gotten the A321neo from them. If you saw the landing video that I uploaded on my channel about a week or two ago now, I had my father film that because I was still up in college when that aircraft arrived in, so I want to give a huge thanks to him for filming that video so that I had some more content for you guys. So really appreciate his efforts there, and the video turned out really great, and I know a lot of you guys liked it. So hopefully we do get the A321neo from time to time whenever they do send in the A321 on this Denver service. At Gate 5, we have this American Airbus A319. This aircraft arrived on a service from Dallas-Fort Worth International on Flight 2872, arriving in at 12:27 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 12:41 p.m. arrival. More exciting news for American Mainline, as we are getting our Charlotte Douglas service back, and it will be on American Mainline. Service begins on September 6th, and it looks like it will be a seasonal service, so this will only operate during certain months of the year. I've not checked PassRider yet as to how long the service will operate for, but my guess is it's going to go into 2024 for sure, so this will go through at least the fall and the winter months. This will be once daily on an Airbus A319, just like the Dallas service is, and I know that will end in November, so there'll be just a couple of months where they will cross over, and we'll see two different mainline services come in, and that'll be really nice to see. So, looking forward to that service, and hopefully that does mean we'll get more mainline services, which would be nice. I'd love to see Chicago as well, and maybe even Phoenix? I don't know, just kind of tossing stuff out there. But considering that we have a lot of demand back to Charlotte again, which is fantastic, it is good to see that this service returned. This was discontinued around last year or so, a couple years ago now. I haven't featured that service in quite a while because it was initially suspended for a period of time before it was eventually just completely discontinued. So glad to see that this service is back and on mainline instead of American Eagle like it was before, because it started out with a CRJ 700 and then they upped it to a 900, and now it's going to be on mainline with the 319 when it comes back this fall. So September 6th, keep an eye out for that. I don't think I'm going to be able to see that, unfortunately, because my schedule is going to be quite busy when I go into the fall, but I'll have to find out some sort of way to catch that flight when I do get an opportunity. So hopefully that will come sooner than later. At Gate 7, we had this United 737-800 in the Continental Globe livery. This aircraft arrived in on a service from Denver as Flight 1191. This arrived in at 11:45 p.m., a bit behind 11:33 p.m. scheduled arrival, so a 12-minute delay for this aircraft. Good news for United Mainline as well. I know I got news for just about every service that I'm featuring in this update. But some news to report on United Mainline is that it will come back on the Chicago service this month, so that's really nice to see. It was down to a CRJ 550 and some other stuff that they threw in as well, like an Embraer 175, I think is what I saw as well. So good to see that Mainline will come back. It will be on the 319, but there was a bit of a recent aircraft swap that occurred, so that will be featured in this update. I'll go to that in just a couple of minutes. So good to see Chicago Mainline for United is coming back, which is fantastic. Can't wait to see how that does. Will be twice daily as well. I do have that note in there in my little notes section on my iPad as I read off the notes. So good to see that's coming back. What's interesting about these two planes is that I have not moved them since I filmed my April Sioux Falls Airport update. So these two aircraft have just been staying in the same position. So all I've had to do is just place the jet bridges back, place a couple GSC around them, and make them look good. So we'll start off here at gate number 6 with this United Express CRJ 550. This aircraft arrived in on a service from Chicago O'Hare as flight 4452, operated by GoJet. This arrived in at 2:42 p.m., bit behind a 2:34 p.m. scheduled arrival, so an 8-minute delay for this aircraft. And as I mentioned with the Chicago main line, great to see that coming back, and the CRJ 550s will stay as well, so nice to see that they're starting to circulate back into Chicago. They've been out of Newark for quite a while, but it is good to see them starting to circle back on over. So they kind of go through a cycle where they'll stay in Chicago, then go to Newark, and then come back to Chicago, and then it just kind of goes back and forth over time. So great to see that we have the 550s coming back, and hopefully I'll get an opportunity to fly on one of these in the future, because I have heard that the snack bar on there is pretty good. So if I can get an opportunity to fly up front in the I guess, quote-unquote, first-class product that they have on there, which is just a bigger seat, essentially. I do want to give myself an opportunity to try out the snack bars, so we'll see how that goes in the future. But that might be something I won't do immediately. It's going to be more of a long-term thing, just depends on my plans. At gate 4, we had this Delta Airbus A319. This aircraft arrived in on a service from Atlanta as flight 2035, arriving in at 11:02 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 11:04 p.m. arrival. Good news for Delta Mainline is that it will be upgauged to an A320 on both Atlanta and Minneapolis, so really excited to see that. Kind of wish they would have brought back the 717 on the Atlanta service, because they used to have that a long time ago, but they have not sent it since, and it's just been 319. But nice to see that we will have a bit of a change in the Delta Mainline for once with the A320, so look forward to seeing that hopefully in next month's update. And that is everything we have here at the passenger terminal. We got a couple planes roaming around, interesting visitors, and some regular air traffic. So we'll check out the regular air traffic and then move on to those interesting aircraft. Taxiing out for departure, we have this Allegiant Airbus A320. This aircraft's going to be heading out to Austin, Texas today as flight 1524. This departed at 12:16 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 12:23 p.m. departure. Ahead of that Allegiant flight, we have this American Eagle CRJ 700. This aircraft's going to be heading out to Phoenix today as flight 3255, operated by SkyWest. This departed at 7:42 p.m., delayed from a 6:24 p.m. scheduled departure time, so an hour and 18 minutes, unfortunately, of a delay for this aircraft. Now, Phoenix will be switching over to an Envoy 175 from a CRJ-7 with SkyWest, so pretty interesting to see them switching over to that, since Envoy is starting to get more of the Republic 175s coming over from United Express, so that change will be coming up here in the coming days. Our first of two interesting visitors that are taxiing around the airport, we have this United 737-700. I believe this is the first time that United has ever sent this type to Sioux Falls on a scheduled passenger service, because they usually either send in like a 737-800, A319, or an A320. They never send in the 737-700. But pretty interesting to see this here. This is going to be heading out to Chicago O'Hare as flight 1109. This departed at 12:06 p.m. on Friday, delayed from an 11:29 a.m. scheduled arrival on Friday. So this and the next aircraft that I'll feature are both from Friday, May 5th, which was my last day of college, by the way, for my first year. So really happy that I'm done with college for the summer. I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. But yeah, pretty cool to see the 737-700 here in Sioux Falls from the Chicago mainline service on United. So hopefully they'll send that in again, because it's kind of nice to see that we have a bit of a change with the aircraft coming in. Our last aircraft for this update, we have this Cape Air Cessna 402. This arrived in from St. Louis as flight 5108 at 11:32 a.m. ahead of a scheduled 11:52 a.m. arrival. No, they are not starting regularly scheduled service to Sioux Falls. I think we're too big of an airport for Cape Air service, and I mean, just look at the passenger terminal. We don't really have space for a Cessna 402. It's basically designed for jet aircraft, so the regional jets, and then obviously mainline stuff with like United and American, Delta, all that cool stuff. So, but yeah, kind of nice to see a Cape Air aircraft coming in here for a change. They have stopped by here a couple of times. I think they usually transition over from one base to the other, because they got stuff in like Chicago, I think St. Louis, because this is where it came from, but more or less like Chicago. And I think they also got something up in Billings as well, Billings, Montana, because they got a pretty interesting operation out of there. So as I check Flight Radar 24, I do notice that this aircraft did indeed go to Billings, so I'm guessing for Sioux Falls this is probably just a stopover to get fuel, because I don't think a Cessna 402 has enough of a range to fly from St. Louis to Billings nonstop. So that's why they stopped here in Sioux Falls. Get a quick splash of fuel and then continue on to Billings. So guessing that kind of happens a lot more often than I think, but they only stop into Sioux Falls every so often. So kind of nice to see them coming in every once in a while just for that. So hopefully I'll do get a opportunity to spot Cape Air here in Sioux Falls on one of these stopover flights that they have between base to base. And that is everything we have here at Sioux Falls for this month. A lot of exciting developments with the different main line coming in, a new Charlotte service. I guess not technically new, but it is a returning service. But good to see that on mainline for American Airlines. And then United sitting in that 737-700 you see there on the bottom left of your screen. Also very nice to see. So yeah, like I said during the United 737-700 section of this video, I am done with college for my first year, and I just can't believe it flew by that fast. I did not think it was going to go by that fast. It feels like yesterday. I literally just moved in and was filming that first unboxing video that I did up there, which for some reason did really well. I don't know why it did that well. I'm quite surprised by its performance. It got over 1,000 views now. Quite unusual for some of my unboxing videos. But getting back on track, since I am back home, I am planning on adding some more content over the summer just to keep me busy. Once I do go back for college in the fall, some of that content will probably become more spotty, as I may take on some additional commitments that will take up a lot more of my time, and I may not come home on as many weekends as I have been able to this year. I think I only missed just a small handful of weekends at the start of the year and then a little bit midway through the year. So some airport updates were delayed or postponed, all that stuff. Rescheduled one as well for Des Moines in March because of weather stuff and all that. So we'll see how that goes, but still kind of working out some of the details, and hopefully by the fall I'll have everything all finalized, and then as time goes on and those commitments do interfere with my weekend schedules, I will provide updates on my Instagram page and as to what airport updates are going to be delayed or which other videos will be rescheduled if I don't have time to film them because I'm not going to be able to go home, or if I do have models sent to my dorm room and I'm not able to film the unboxing because I'm just so busy with, you know, classwork and all that and other commitments, then that stuff obviously will also be affected. But again, nothing is necessarily official until the fall, but just something to keep you guys aware of as we move through the summer months. So I'll talk more about what I'm going to plan on adding over the summer in my channel update video that I will do at the start of June. So starting to make final preparations to get that video recorded and all edited. So that'll be uploaded likely on the first day of June. That's going to be my schedule with these channel updates. So try to upload them on like the 1st of June and then towards the end of December as well, just to kind of get everything all recapped for the first half of the year for the summer channel update, and then obviously for the second half of the year then on the winter channel update in December. So with that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching if you stuck around, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.